Chris a médiában nyújtott lenyűgöző performanszát követően egy tapasztalt FBI nyomozóval találja szembe magát. Felbátorodva a kezdeti sikereken, ismét a jó fiú állarcot választja, remélve, hogy egy magasan képzett nyomozó is csupán a benyomások és az általa elmondott történet alapján igyekszik majd felgöngyölíteni az ügyet. De hatalmasat tévedett.
Coming in, from your neighborhood. Somebody saw something. Somebody knows where these kids are. And I keep saying kids, I'm sorry, kids in your wife. I should say, I work these quite a bit, and so tonight, if I make one of those mistakes when I say kids instead of your wife and kids, I apologize. We work it a lot, and so I apologize if something comes out wrong, or anyway, so...
A nyomozó a legkifinomultabb taktikákat bevetve igyekszik szépen lassan, de biztosan szó szerint sarokba szorítani Christ. Ellentétben az amerikai filmekből megismert és a kelet-európai országokban elterjedt kihallgatásokkal, ezek mára a legkevésbé sem jellemzik a nyugati országok nyomozóhatóságait. A modern megközelítés már sokkal jobban hasonlít inkább egy üzleti tárgyalásra vagy egy corporate interjúra. A különbség természetesen azért tetten érhető az alkalmazott pszichológiai módszerekben és az interjúban használt kérdésekben. A nyomozó csak úgy, mint egy közönséges interjún, egy közvetlen stílussal nyit, melynek hatására egy nyugodt környezetet teremt Chris számára. Annak érdekében, hogy az alanyban egy pozitív és bizakodó hangulatot teremtsen. Ezzel megalapozva egy pszichológiai játszmát, melynek során a gyanúsított agyában végbe menő érzelmi ingadozások szépen lassan egy kognitív kimerüléshez vezetnek. De most tekintsünk is bele, hogyan zajlott mindez Chris esetében.
I know you're going through a lot, so we're not going to keep you here all night. Can we go through this? So, okay, let's see, you're 148 doorbell detected visitor. What does that mean?
So the doorbell has a camera on it. When you get up to a certain proximity and when you ring it, it detects a visitor.
Okay. People are already distracting me out here.
Oh.
So in fact, you know what? Let's do this. So I work a lot of stuff like this in bank robberies, and when I talk to a witness at a bank robbery, sometimes I find it best for them to just say, tell me what happened, get it all out, and then once you get it out, let's go over it, okay? So just get it all out as far as this. Tell me exactly what you remember, and I'll take notes about where we can go.
Okay. So this is 1:48 a.m.
Back me up. Let me switch chairs.
Okay.
Because when they come knocking,
Over.
they come knocking, I gotta use that key. Do you need more water?
No, I'm fine.
I brought you Gatorade.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Figyeljük meg ezt a kifinomult lépést a nyomozó részéről. Egy teljesen jelentéktelennek tűnő mozdulat mégis annál nagyobb jelentőségű. A nyomozó először bezárja az ajtót, ami már önmagában is elegendő kényelmetlenséget okozhat, de ezt még megfejeli egy udvarias helycserével is, amivel Chris teljesen sarokba szorítja. Ilyenkor a gyanúsítottban elkezd éledezni a harcolj vagy fuss effektus, hiszen tudat alatt tisztában van vele, hogy az egyetlen kiút ebből a szobából a nyomozón és egy zárt ajtón keresztül vezet. Emlékszünk még a szomszéd házában történt jelenetre? Chris iskola példaként demonstrálja egy bűnös ember viselkedését. Amikor úgy érzi, hogy egyre közelebb kerül a lebukáshoz, a benne dúló adrenalin hatására teljesen tudat alatt ösztönösen a bejárati ajtó felé kezd tekingetni egy lehetséges menekülő út reményében, és igyekszik ezt ide-oda toporgással kordában tartani.
Alright, so 1:48 a.m. doorbell detects the visitor. So when we were over at the neighbor's house that next day, we were looking at his camera as well, and it didn't show anybody walking up to the driveway, which was kind of weird. That's the only reason I put that on there, because it showed Nicole dropping her off, but nobody actually walking up to the house. It was kind of weird, but she was in the house.
Okay. And what time are we talking?
This is still 1:48.
Okay.
So 2 a.m. Shane gets into bed with me. 4 a.m. that's when my alarm goes off for work, and I proceed to just get dressed, brush my teeth, everything I do upstairs.
Okay.
About 4:15, that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her, and start having a conversation with her about putting the house up for sale and talking about it. Proceeding with the separation.
Okay.
And obviously it gets pretty emotional, like we're talking about, like we felt that this connection was there, like falling out of love and trying to stay together, maybe just for the kids' sake, but we're realizing that doing like our homework, it's not, most of the time that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty emotional because we have 2 beautiful kids and we have 1 on the way. So it's just a matter of like, it was very emotional. We were both crying, and at the end, we just said, you know, she said she was going to take the kids to a friend's house for the day. She would be back.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. And that's when I went downstairs, made my protein shake. It was at 5 a.m. That's when I did that.
Okay.
I packed my lunchbox, had my oatmeal, chicken, filled my water jug up. 5:15, I went outside, backed my truck up, was loaded up.
Yeah, she's
Nothing
back.
happened. Yeah, but nothing happened.
What do you think happened?
Az újabb nyitott kérdés hatására Chris ismét szabadon beszélhet a teóriáiról, ahol tudatalatt nem érdekhasznos információval látja el a nyomozót. Azzal ellentétben, amit ekkor Chris gondol, a nyomozót abszolút nem érdekli a gyanúsított által fabrikált történet és az általa kínált következtetések. Sokkal inkább a gyanúsított gondolatmenete és viselkedése érdekli. A feleslegesen adott magyarázatok, a jelentéktelen részletek tömkelege, mindez csak tovább fokozza egy bűnös ember benyomását. A nyitott kérdések egyik varázsa az, hogy a válaszadó többször annyi információt kínál, mint amennyit valaha is szándékában állna.
At first, I really thought maybe she was just at somebody's house, just decompressing.
She's blowing off steam.
Yeah, but after today, like with the onslaught of all the cars, I mean all the police cars, all the news, all the canine units, it's making me lean the other direction about someone took her.
Okay.
But it's just, if someone took her, it would have to have been someone she knew, because there's no sign of anything like being disturbed, broken.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the way I'm leaning now. At first, I thought for real she was just decompressing somewhere.
Sure.
I thought she was safe, even though everything in the house was left there. But now it's just after the day with the news crews and everything, it feels more the other direction, and it's freaking me out because I have no idea where they are.
Okay. If you could think of anything that we could do to find them, what would it be?
I mean, everything that I've exhausted so far is like people that have car seats, because she left the car seats, and she would never just. I mean, Bella could sit in a regular booster chair because she's about that time.
Mm-hmm.
Celeste isn't quite there yet, but all the people that I know that have cars, I mean, they've contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless it's, I mean, there's definitely a chance there's somebody I don't know. Being a guy or a girl, and she has plenty of friends through like direct sales that I've never met that could have a kid that they could come and just say, hey, you know, let's go, like just back up in the back, put them in, let's go. But
Aranyszabály, hogyha valaki hajlandó beszélni, akkor engedjük, hogy hagy beszéljen, amennyit csak lehet. Ennek hatására a gyanúsított egyre jobban felszabadul és egy újabb érzelmi állapotba kerül. Erre ugyancsak kiváló például szolgált a kihallgatószoba első epizódjában megismert Lee Rodarty is. Chris önmaga védelmében annyira elrugaszkodik a valóságtól, hogy szinte fel sem tűnik neki, hogy gyakorlatilag ő maga zárt ki szisztematikusan minden más eshetőséget arra, hogy bárki másnak köze lehetne a család eltűnéséhez. Az egész ügyet egy misztériumként állítja be, ami nélkülözi az életszerűség minden elemét. Tehát az ő számára az teljesen hihető, hogy fényes nappal egy anyuka a hóna alatt 2 gyerekkel, pénz, telefon és autó nélkül elhagyja a házat anélkül, azt bárki észrevenné, és rejtélyes módon mindezt az utcában található kamerák egyike sem rögzíti.
How could she have left the house?
Only way she could have left the house is if somebody picked her up, but it would have to have been from the back. Because there's the camera in the front, where the neighbor, the way it faces the driveway, it would have picked that up. The only thing it picked up was me leaving at like 5:26.
Okay. How do you know? Is it your camera?
It's the neighbor's camera.
Oh, did he tell you?
Yeah, we were all over there watching it with
Okay.
the officer.
Okay. All right.
They just showed me loading up my truck.
Oh. Is it on all the time?
His camera's on all the time, yep.
Okay. And all I saw was you leaving?
Yep.
Did it show her coming home?
I didn't show her walking in, no.
Okay.
But she was in the house when I
Yeah,
left.
obviously.
So that was just like
I'm just trying to think. So the camera, is it possible that it doesn't catch everything? Like a motion detector?
from what I saw, I think like he showed me other like examples, but it was picking up like minuscule things
Oh.
here and there. Like it was like it didn't take much to like just get it to start recording.
Oh, so it probably is a motion detector then if
Yeah.
there's start points.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then there's his camera, your security system,
Yeah, my doorbell camera right
and your
there.
doorbell camera.
And the only thing that was strange about mine that morning was that when I left, it said garage door 2 remained open.
When you left, were you parked in the garage when you left?
I pulled out and it said, I thought it shut.
Oh, okay.
And it said main garage door 2 open when I went back and looked at all the history. And Nicole said that it was shut when she got there.
Okay.
But it said it was, because on my notifications, it'll say something's left open, but it won't say when it's shut.
Oh, so you got a notification it was open after when you thought you shut it?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Next I looked back, I saw it shutting.
Okay. Kids, do they have any security little watches? You know, some they have the call home button? Nothing like that?
Nothing like that yet.
No iPads? How old were they?
4 and 3.
Oh, they're pretty young. Okay. Anything else you can think of?
Honestly, like we've exhausted like every option, every friend that we know
Okay.
that could have helped her.
Okay. So we talked about her decompressing a few times. Where would you do that?
She would have to go to her friend's house to do that. She wouldn't just go anywhere, not with the kids.
At a hotel?
I've checked. If she had any cash on her, I'm not sure like how much she would have had on her. She usually doesn't carry much cash, and the cash she had in her wallet was from Nicole the previous day.
From who?
From Nicole.
Oh, okay.
She told me that was the cash she gave her. When we saw her when we found her purse.
For what?
No, that was. I'm not sure. She didn't even tell me.
Okay.
But that was the only cash she had in her wallet.
And is that still at the house, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So is her license in the wallet?
Yeah.
So she's got no cash that we know of, no license, no phone. Anything about the clothes in the closet or the hamper, the drawers that makes you think she packed some boots, she's going to the mountains?
Like she has so many clothes in that closet. Like it'd be hard to really tell if she took a little amount. I mean, if she took a big amount, it'd be pretty obvious. But like a little amount, you'd never know.
Okay. All right.
She does like say like that whole wall, and then the bottom, and then other side.
Okay.
If you take this room, and it's about the size of it.
A woman with a lot of clothing? You don't say.
No.
Okay. Shoes? Anything about the shoes that you think?
She has a whole shoe closet.
So there's nothing obvious that screams at you. She's preparing for this type of activity. Okay.
And the kids' clothes too. There wasn't enough that was there that I saw missing.
Okay. So, all right. So I know it's hard to talk about. You mentioned that there was a hard conversation that the two of you had about
Separation.
your marriage and separation. Now that you've had a little bit of time to think, looking back on that conversation, can you connect the dots between both of you being upset and crying, and here we are, and now she and the kids are gone? What do you think about?
I think about like, did I cause this? Like, did I make her feel like she needed to leave? And like, did she really feel like the things she was saying? Did she really feel the same? Did she really feel like, all right, the disconnection? Did she really feel all that, or she was just saying it? Like maybe like us falling out of love. Was that really registering her at that point in time, or did it register after I left to go to work? And then she's just like, I'm just gonna leave.
Okay.
It's like I don't know, because she laid back down.
Okay.
She was still there when I left.
Okay.
But like maybe she sat there and thought about it. Like, do I really need to stay here right now?
Okay.
Like if he doesn't love me, maybe I should just go.
A nyomozó irigylésre méltó türelemmel hallgatja több mint egy órán át Chris beszámolóját, majd egy éles fordulattal kibillenti Christ a komfortzónájából. Érezteti vele, hogy ők korán sem barátok, sőt mindazt, amit eddig összehordott, az süket fülekre talált. Kihasználva a megváltozott érzelmi állapotot, a nyomozó újra nyitott kérdéseket használ, melyre Chris a pániknak köszönhetően egy 10 éves gyerekre jellemző magyarázkodásba kezd.
Can we talk about something that's kind of hard to talk about? So when I work investigations like this, I have to keep an open mind on everything. Okay. And part of keeping an open mind is listening to you talk about your wife and your marriage, and the day she goes missing is the day that you guys have marital discord. Okay? So you can understand what I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. Like, I know, like, I've talked to a few of my friends, it's like, you know, this does not look good on you. I'm like, I know. It's like, if people knew that we were having marital issues, they're gonna look at me. Especially with the way everything looks. And it honestly just makes me sick to my stomach because this is something that I would never do. Ever. I know, like, you have to look at every vantage point. This is something I would never do to my kids or my wife. At all. I'm not sure, like, what I could do, like, to make people believe that, just because if they knew we were having marital discord, they would automatically look at me. But there's no, I would harm anybody in my family. At all. I know we were having marital discord, and we had that conversation that morning, and then she goes, we have no idea where she is, or the kids. I promise you that I had nothing to do with any of that.
Are you telling me the truth?
I am telling you the absolute truth.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm a very trustworthy person, and the people that do know me, they know how I'm a calm person. I am not an argumentative person. I am a person that's never going to be abusive or physical in any kind of relationship. I would never harm my kids. I would never harm my wife. I mean, you can talk to any of my friends, any of her friends. They know me. They know I'm a low-key guy that's quiet. I'm not about confrontation. I'm not about anything that elevates to that level. I mean, if someone like yells at me, screams at me, I just take it and I just try to get it by the wayside and get it back to where it's cool, like just a cool conversation to where like none of that gets to that height, because I am not that person. I've never been that person.
Okay. You can imagine it's my job, okay? And I told you that tonight we would talk about things and might offend you, you know that we have to get to the bottom of this. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you take a polygraph?
Sure.
Okay. Would you take it tonight?
In fact, that's what you want me to do.
Okay.
I've never done one. I don't know like what it involves, but
Okay. You know what it is?
From what I've seen, it goes on your finger.
You know what the purpose of one is?
That's for a lie detector test.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we do this? Let's take a little break. I'm going to come back in here because I have a lot more questions for you. Okay. I want to remind you that tonight is voluntary. Okay. I can't keep you in here. I won't keep you in here. If you want to get right up and walk out of here, you can do that. Okay. All right. Do you want to keep talking with me?
I mean, I can.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what you want, I can keep talking.
Okay. And you understand that I'm not arresting you right now. And you understand that you can walk out of here at any time.
Okay.
Okay. Having said that, I do want to talk to you. I have a lot more questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know where your wife is?
I do not know where my wife is.
Are you telling me the truth?
I'm telling you the absolute truth.
Okay. Let's take a tiny break. Get some water. Do you need to use the restroom?
Not right now.
Okay. There's some water or Gatorade actually if you need it. I'm going to step out for a minute. I need to look over some of my notes. And I'm going to come right back in here. I'm not going to be out very long, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Egy kis pihenő után a nyomozó visszatér a szobába, és egy a kislányokat ábrázoló családi képet nyom Chris kezébe.
How you feeling?
Looking at that picture. Gotta find him. God. Celeste loved those shoes, even though they were winter shoes.
They were what?
Winter shoes.
Those are her boots, aren't they?
Jeanette was gonna sell them off to like that Facebook marketplace. She had them on the windowsill there. And when we got back from North Carolina, I guess Cece saw them sitting over there, and she proceeded to take them back and wear them every day since they got back. No matter if it was 100 degrees outside or what, she loved those shoes. She always loves those shoes. And Bella, she always wore some flip-flops. She always will. She's just like, she loves that dress. She loves those flip-flops. Cece loves that dress. She likes the buttons on the back.
Is Cece short for something?
Celeste.
Celeste. Bella and Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about them.
You can see Celeste. She's Rampage. She's always the one that's just gung-ho. She's always the one that's just like, she's off. She's either go or sleep. She's always the one growling. She's always been, she's a tiger. Bella, she's the calm, the mothering one. She's the one that's always, you okay? You okay? You fine? Okay. She's just the sweetest little girl. She's the one that favors me more, and Celeste is the one that favors Jeanette more. In the way I look at it. But you see some baby pictures of me and Bella is just like, boom, see the other way around for Celeste.
When you say favor, do you mean look like?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are they both daddy's girl?
That one is.
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it?
It's because the first one I wasn't really good at it yet. Second one I knew what I was doing, and she bonded with me right from the start.
Yeah.
I remember when they wore that dress. She just wore that dress not too long ago. I unbuttoned the back of it so I could get her pajamas on. She's like, no, Daddy, button. I got button. I got button. And Bella loves those spaghetti strap dresses. She likes long dresses. She was the girly girl. Always. Cece is just like, I always like try to put her in a Supergirl t-shirt and she loved it. Every time. Cece always be smiling though. Bella, you have to like really kind of, it's like, you want some gum? It's like, cheese. If you said you want some gum, she would have been looking in this picture. Cece's always just smiling at the camera. We're gonna find him, right?
I need your help.
Laikus szemmel figyelve, egy édesapát láthatunk, aki ártatlannak tűnő nosztalgiával mesél a kislányait ábrázoló képről, ami normális helyzetben teljesen rendben is lenne. Viszont ne felejtsük el, hogy most egy egészen más helyzetről van szó. A szeretett gyermekeinek már lassan 2 napja nyoma veszett, még ő maga sem zárta ki annak a lehetőségét, hogy esetleg el is rabolhatták őket, de pániknak vagy aggodalomnak továbbra sem mutatja még egy szikráját sem. Ha még ez sem lenne elég, akkor most figyeljük meg újra, mit is mondott pontosan Chris. Nyelvbotlás lett volna, vagy csak egy freudi elszólás? Ez igazán felkavaró. Chris több ízben is múlt időben beszélt a kislányokról. Igaz, a nyomozás szempontjából ez kulcsfontosságú információ, viszont valóban hátborzongató. Nyilván ez önmagában nem bizonyító erejű, viszont egy újabb építőkocka Chris elméjének a feltérképezéséhez.
You gotta find him. You gotta find Shanann. This is the picture somebody sent me, where it was side by side of Bella and Celeste and Shanann. There was a post to like one of the news companies.
Okay.
This was the picture they used of the girls.
All right. Were you thinking about anything while I stepped out?
That's how much I want to see these two girls and my wife again. If someone would come home.
I mentioned that when children go missing in the FBI, it's a lot like you see in the movies.
Okay.
We like to get every single one of our resources. We like to call every agent and wake them up out of bed, call them back from vacation. We just really like to put a full force in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you're comfortable supporting?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that I want to have as many eyes, as many hands, as many investigators, as many evidence people as we can possibly get looking at your house.
Okay.
Can we do that right this minute?
If you want to.
Okay.
I'll stay out of the way if you want.
Okay. That's usually best. For you, for us, for everyone.
Could
Okay.
you show me to go stay at my friend's house then?
Is that an option?
Yeah, because I'm not sure if they're still outside. I'm
Okay.
not sure or not because
All right.
I don't have my phone.
Oh, I forgot to ask about your phone.
Yeah, so I don't have much to I had to take one here anyways.
Okay.
But it's a concrete block.
So what I might do then is in, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, I might just step out for a very quick break and just say, guys, let's go in that house right now.
2385.
You did tell me that, and I did write it. The garage is 2385?
The front door.
The front door, 2385, and that latch or whatever is not going to get in our way?
It should be unlatched.
Okay, good. All right.
If it is, just call me.
Now when they go in there, I want them to run a black light over everything. I want them to collect DNA. I want them to look for hair strands and DNA samples, and I want them to look at your stuff and your wife's stuff and your children's stuff and the garage stuff and the car stuff, all of it.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any problems with that? Okay. So then I want them to do that sooner than later. I might step out here in a minute and just tell them the code and just let them know, guys, let's find how we can get these girls. Okay?
A nyomozó elhiteti Chrisszel, hogy az FBI extra mozgósítás bevetésével minden erejével egy a Chris számára jóval biztonságosabb irányba kezd el kutakodni, ismeretlen tettesek felé. Ez a hír a gyanúsított számára egy újabb megnyugváshoz vezet, egy olyan érzelmi állapothoz, ahol védtelenebbé válik bármilyen meglepetésszerű konfrontációval szemben, mellyel párhuzamosan növekedni kezd a hibázás esélye. A hazugsággal az a legfőbb probléma, hogy mindig emlékezni kell minden egyes apróságra, amit az ember hazudott, és amennyire ez általában lehetséges, ehhez egy nyugodt, friss agyra van szükség. A nyomozó jegyzetei és a felvételek viszont nem fáradnak el, úgyhogy csak az idő és a megfelelő taktika szükséges az igazság felderítéséhez. A nyomozó elkezd feltenni kellemetlen kérdéseket esetleges hűtlenséggel kapcsolatban.
Can we keep talking about some complicated things?
Sure.
Some things that are going to make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I think you know why I have to ask them. Okay. And
It's a hard job.
it's a hard job. It is a hard job. And I'm going to ask you one thing, and you're going to give me an answer, and then I'm going to ask it just a slight bit different, then you're going to give me an answer, and then about 10 iterations of this, you might get annoyed, but I do that to make sure that we understand each other. Okay, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have your daughters who are missing. We have your wives who's missing. Okay, and that's the most important thing right now. Okay. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So you've done very good in talking to me about this really hard conversation you guys had. Okay. Very good. That's sometimes hard, and I understand why sometimes someone in your position says, doesn't want to tell me about that, because please go help me find my kids, and you don't need to know about my marriage argument, okay? So I got to say, you've done very good at that, and I need you to keep doing that. So I need to ask you about your marriage and infidelity.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about it.
I have never cheated on my wife.
Okay.
And I fully suspect she has never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's always been a trustworthy person. I've always been a trustworthy person. I fully expect if we ever thought about straying another way, that we would tell each other before it happened.
I think that sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
Because in the history of the earth, nobody ever does that.
Okay. I just that's what I would like to think.
Okay.
I know mistakes happen. Like,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's what in my head, that's what I would think would happen. I would hope would happen.
Okay.
But
now, even though I think that sounds ridiculous, if I was in your shoes, I'd say the exact same thing. And I believe that. Okay? But I kind of don't. And you can imagine in my job, I meet all kinds of people. And you can imagine that there are people who have Saturdays with their girlfriends and Sundays with their wives.
Okay.
Right? And they consider themselves to be very virtuous people. Okay? So, with that in mind, I don't care if there's been anything in your relationship. I just don't. And I'm not going to tell the news, and I'm not going to tell anyone, but I do need.
Chris itt láthatólag még csak nem is sejtette, hogy miután ő maga ajánlotta fel a telefonját az FBI-nak, hogy feltérképezhessék Shannon és az ő közös kontaktjait, az FBI szakemberei ezen túlmenően más érdekes információkra is szert tettek. Annak ellenére, hogy Chris nagy óvatossággal törölt mindenféle WhatsApp üzenetet, az FBI-nak sikerült visszafejteni egy-két fotót, ami közvetlenül megcáfolja Chris válaszait, és mérlegre helyezi a szava hihetőségét. A nyomozó itt már természetesen tudatában volt a gyanúsított titkos románcának. A szóban forgó hölgy neve Nicole Kessinger. Chris-szel a munkahelyén ismerkedett össze, és hamarosan romantikus kapcsolat alakult ki köztük. Nicole elmondása szerint Chris kedves és figyelmes volt vele, és azt állította, hogy nemrég esett túl egy közös megegyezésen alapuló válláson, és már csak egy pár papírmunka volt csak hátra. Nicole a tévéből döbbenten értesült Chris családjáról és azok rejtélyes eltűnéséről, valamint Chris váratlan nyilatkozatáról, amelyben aggódó családapaként könyörgött a családja visszatéréséért. Ezt követően Nicole ellátogatott a helyi rendőrségre, ahol kifejezte gyanúját Chris viselkedését illetően. Jogosan felmerülő kérdés, hogyha valaki képes ilyen hazugságokra, akkor vajon milyen hazugságokra lehet képes még?
So, is there anyone that you think that maybe your wife got close with?
if she did, it was very secretive then. If that was the case, because I had no inkling
No
at
idea.
all. No,
Okay.
it wasn't even a suspicion.
Okay, not one guy. Or girl.
If that was the case, I mean, I didn't have one suspicion about it. Like, if it happened, it wasn't even I wasn't aware.
Nothing
There was
on your
no
radar.
clue. There was no
Okay.
texting with the phone back or I walk in and swipe type
Yeah.
thing. I didn't have any of that.
Okay. No perfume when she's going out with the girls.
She always smelled. She always sprays something.
You
on
know
it.
what I mean,
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
special
It wasn't.
perfume.
It wasn't like that 1 in a million perfume or something like that.
All right. No late nights that surprised you.
No.
Okay. Now let's talk about you.
Okay.
Okay. On your end, I gotta ask, what's her name?
I don't have another one.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Would you tell me if you did?
Yes.
Okay. So, again, highly trained investigator over here, right? I see pictures of you from a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I see you standing before me now. Okay, you've gotten pretty fit.
Yeah.
Okay? You can imagine when guys start cheating or want to cheat, that's what happens.
Yes.
So tell me about it.
But I did not cheat on my wife.
Okay.
Not Thrive helped me. I went from 245 pounds to
You were
I
245?
was 245
Jeez.
pounds.
You look great, man.
Thank you. And I'm 185, 180 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been eating cleaner, just trying to, the last little bit. Thrive has helped me a lot, but to maintain it and try to eat cleaner has really helped me as well.
Okay. And I've got to imagine that maybe there was a girl that inspired that.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Why are you falling out of love?
After the last 5 weeks, like being by myself and being able to be myself again. I couldn't be myself around Jeanette anymore.
Why not?
It was like I was walking just like, like walk on eggshells type thing. It's kind of like you feel like you're always doing something that's wrong. It's like you feel like you're never like, does that make sense at all?
The timing doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. But like,
what do I do to help you walk out of this room and not look like the person who's responsible?
You have to trust me that when I tell you that these two beautiful girls right here, I did nothing to them, and to my beautiful wife, I did nothing to her. Like, you have to trust me and believe me. Like, I know you don't know me as a person. You've known me for like 2.5, 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what your opinion is, but you have to realize that these two beautiful girls right here and my wife, I had nothing to do with the disappearance. Like, they vanished, they were taken, someone has taken them, they're safe somewhere, we don't know. I had nothing to do with this act of like evil cruelty, whatever has happened here. Because my love for these two girls and my wife, like, I don't want anything to happen to them. I've never wanted anything to happen to them. No matter if me and my wife separate or not, or divorce or anything, I never wish harm on anybody, on a human being in general.
Okay.
Like, just seeing that picture, like, I need them, I want them just to run through that front door and just grab me, mm-hmm. or just tackle me, knock me to the floor, bust my head, I don't care. The amount of love I have for my family is exponential, and it's never going to die. And I want them back.
Okay.
I have to have them back.
Tell me about a normal day in your house.
So like one when I'm actually at home all day.
You know, let's pick a day.
Okay,
2 months ago.
Let's pick a Saturday.
Let's pick a school day.
A school day. Okay. So, well, I'm usually at work.
Okay.
But so usually
on their lives and your lives.
Okay. So school day. So I'll get up about 4 o'clock.
Chris egy hosszú részletekbe menő monológot tart a napi teendőiről, a munkájáról, sérült olajvezetékekről, azok karbantartásáról. Mindez egy újabb megkönnyebbüléshez vezeti, és ezzel egy újabb érzelmi állapotba kerül. Amint a nyomozó ezt felismeri, újra lecsap, viszont most egy fokozottan konfrontatívabb módon.
How old are they?
4 and 3. Bella will be 5 in December.
Okay. You can imagine that every day that goes by,
it gets harder to find.
Where we don't find your girls, it's going to get harder to find. We're going to have less clues. Things that we need to get and we need to use, the methods that we need to do to find them are going to start getting blown away by weather, getting re-recorded over themselves at the surveillance store that's going to tell us. All of that is going to disappear, okay? And that's why we're going to spend so much time today, tomorrow, as in the front as we can, right? You can also imagine that every day that goes by, we're going to be looking for the man who did this, okay? And you can imagine that we're going to include you as that man.
Oh.
So, let's talk about that. I think that you're trying to put on a brave face because you're a man and you're a father and you're a husband. I can tell that there's just something you're not telling me. And I'm not sure what it is. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why you're not telling me, but there's something that's making you a little bit uncomfortable tonight. I just don't believe some of the things you're telling me. Okay, I just don't. I simply do not believe you.
What makes you think? What have I said that makes you not believe me at all?
This just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. So can we talk about two Chris's? Okay.
Two Chris's.
The tale of two Chris's? Okay.
Yeah.
And you need to help me know which Chris I'm looking at today and which Chris you really are. So, Chris number one is right here, right? And fell out of love with his wife. Okay. Started wondering what it might be if he didn't have a wife to take care of and a girls to take care of. Spent some time alone, liked that time alone, came home, may or may not have had a conversation about how to get out of this marriage or how to fix it, but probably how to get out of it. Is looking at a bachelor pad in Brighton and did something terrible to his wife and kids. And that may have been an accident. And I think it was an accident.
That's not the Chris you're looking at right now. No. And the Chris you're looking at is the man who loves these kids and loves his wife and will never, ever, ever do anything to harm them. That's the Chris you're looking at right now. The Chris you're looking at right now wants these kids and his wife back at his house right now. That's the Chris you're looking at.
Why didn't you call 911?
I didn't think anything was wrong.
I think you knew what was wrong.
I did not know what was wrong, sir. I promise you that.
What do you think it's going to look like when someone finds out that it was not you that called 911?
Everybody's going to have their own perception about what's going on here, but I know my wife. I know that sometimes she doesn't text me back. I know that happens. I've been there. It's happened multiple times throughout many days. If she's busy with work, it doesn't happen. That's why it didn't register for me that day.
We're back to his tale of two Chris's, Chris.
Okay.
There's a Chris who cares.
I care. I promise.
Tell me about the call to your daycare.
To the Primrose. I called them to see if the girls were there. They said they weren't there.
Okay.
I told them since they weren't there, just put them back on the waiting list.
That's not what you told them.
I told them that we were going to sell the house. Or we could put it on the market. We probably won't be in the area anymore.
That's two different things, Chris.
Well, I wanted them to be back I put them on the waiting list since they weren't there.
Why weren't they there?
I don't know.
Where were they going to go?
They went to Shanann took them to a friend's house.
Why wouldn't they go to daycare?
I am not sure. Honestly, sir, I am not sure.
It's hard for me as a father to talk to you about this.
I know.
Not because it's a hard issue to talk about. It's because I'm worried about your daughters under your care.
You shouldn't have to worry about them under my care.
Okay.
I watched them all weekend. I went to a pool party at Jeremy Lindstrom's house. It's like, I love those kids with all my heart. And nothing in this world would ever make me do anything to these kids or my wife.
When you walk out of this room, there's nothing I can say to a room full of police officers that's going to convince them that you have nothing to do with this.
I know.
You know what they think.
I know all of it, yeah.
Here's a guy who didn't call 911, who woke his wife up at a ridiculous hour because he was so guilty about something that he had to get it off his chest and say, I don't love you anymore, I'm leaving you. That didn't go well. Okay, so what happened?
She told me she wanted me to wake her up before I left. That's why I didn't just wake her up, like, just to tell her this. Like, I woke her up. That's what she wanted to do, and we talked. Like, usually at 4 a.m., I wake up, I go down and work out. This day, I wanted to talk to her about this. I love these girls. I love these girls so much. And this picture right here, Celeste and Bella, those are my life. I helped make those kids. There's nothing in my life that means more to me than these kids. Nothing. Kids, that's your life. That's your lifeline. That's everything. Like, you make kids, they come first before anything. Kids, spouse, family. That's what it's always been.
Nothing you've told me tonight makes sense. Nothing you've told me tonight feels like the truth. Can we start over?
Sure.
Ezzel a konfrontációval a nyomozó most érzelmileg újra sarokba szorította Christ, a felszabadult adrenalin szinte az egekbe szökik a gyanúsítottban, és automatikusan fight or flight üzemmódba kapcsol. A nyomozó így tudatosan manipulálja Christ, és felvezet neki egy alternatív menekülő utat egy feltételezett baleset képében, ami persze ugyanúgy tragikus, de korán sem említhető egy napon egy hidegvérrel elkövetett gyilkossággal.
I think that there's something that happened that got maybe a little bit out of control.
There was no fight. There was nothing physical. It was a conversation. There's no, we didn't raise our voice. Nothing. I promised you that, sir. There was nothing physical with this conversation.
What was the last thing you saw about your daughters?
Nothing I saw, like, when I left.
What did it look like?
Saw them in the monitor as it was switching back and forth.
What's the last thing you saw with your wife?
She was laying back in bed as I was walking out the bedroom door.
Okay. When we find the guy who took him, what do you think we should do?
Honestly, like, they're gonna come home safe, correct? When you find the guy.
When we find the guy, they're going to come home.
Life in prison would be that's what I would think with 2 kids that are involved.
What if he hurt them?
I'm not sure if, like, that penalty is even used. Is it used in Colorado? I'm not even sure.
What is?
A death penalty?
Okay.
I mean, like, if these kids are not alive, like, there's nothing you could do to cope with that, to make me cope with that, if those kids are not okay.
Okay. All right. I can see that you're a good man, right? You don't have beautiful daughters with good clothing that look well fed, right? children that are unhappy, don't smile like this, okay? I mean, those are beautiful kids. Those kids have a good dad, and I know it.
I just get a picture. It's on my phone.
Yeah.
It's a better one, but it's just. I'll show it to you, but it's.
Those kids have a good dad. Good dad that feeds them and that loves them. I was very impressed when I asked you how their day was about how involved you are. Okay.
See me on the weekend.
A lot of dads don't get second pairs of clothes and cook eggs and give them snacks at night. You know, a lot of men, that's woman's work, right?
I like to get involved.
But you're not that kind of guy. Okay. So, Chris, can you just look at me for 1 second? If there is something that happened, it's okay. It really is. Okay. If something that happened with these girls, if there was an accident, if there's something you're afraid to tell me, it's okay.
Okay.
If there's something that happened with your wife, it's okay. Okay? You can always tell me. And if you want to talk 15 minutes after you leave, I'll answer the phone. If you want to talk in the middle of the morning, I'll answer the phone. Okay? What I want to happen is, if that's what happened, if there was something that got out of hand, if there's something you know, I want you to go home and I want you to know that I'm the guy you can talk to, okay?